Hello, Jeff Big Daddy Wayne here. Welcome to Big Daddy Knows. We speak English. You know, this started a couple of years ago when I was doing the Comedy Store in La Jolla. I noticed signs in store windows saying we speak English. And then I was in Palm Springs and I seen a sign that said we speak English. Then around LA, and then all of a ssudden, like when you go to Van Nuys Boulevard, you'll see signs in store windows that says we speak English. And of course, I started thinking, my God, this is becoming an epidemic. You know, in the old days, you would see a sign in a store window which said, we speak Spanish, or habla español. But it's all changed now, hasn't it? It's, we speak English. We're just looking for somebody to speak English now. And I thought, how the world has changed. And, you know, I have so many people that say to me, do you speak Spanish because you live in LA? It's like an automatic. Well, first of all, I'm from Kentucky, okay? When people say to me, are you bilingual? I'm from Kentucky. I'm not even lingual. You know, what is that? And why should I learn Spanish? You know, it's about communication. I travel all over the world and I communicate with everybody, okay? I'm being honest with you. I played many times in Korea, many times in Vietnam and Australia and South America and Europe. I've worked in Europe. I don't speak any of those languages. You know what I am? I'm respectful to people. And here's the key. Most people speak English around the world now. Almost wherever you go, people speak English. I was just working with a Serbian technician who had just incredibly good English. And I go, how did you learn to speak so good English? He goes, they teach us in school. We learn Serbian and English. English is like the international language. People know that use airplanes. Pilots speak English. It's the international language. And almost all around the world, all these countries, they speak English. There's only one country that isn't speaking English anymore. And that's the United States. As the rest of the world learns to speak English, we're receding. We're learning to speak other languages. And you know, when I go to Mexico, I do speak the two most important words in Spanish, dos equis. That's all you really need to know, and it just opens the doors up for you. Because after the third drink in any country you're in, everybody knows what you're talking about. There's nothing to worry about, okay? Now, living in LA, I have remembered that I took Spanish in the 8th grade, and I remembered some of those words. Trabajar means work. That's an important word. It's forgotten in the world today, but that's a very important word. It's the new 4-letter word in English, work. Me gusta ice cream. I like ice cream. Habla inglés. Do you speak English? Hola. Hola. I got to find out what the word bendeo means. My neighbors constantly scream bendeo whenever I arrive home. I don't know what it means. And somebody looked at me and screamed puto one time. I don't know what that means. You know, so these are very strange words. I'm going to have to look these words up. But I want to tell you something. I just wanted to point out to you that we speak English on the Big Daddy channel. I think I can communicate with you. If you do not speak English, I would like you to subscribe as I say goodbye to you in the parting that is not Auf Wiedersehen, which is German, au revoir, which is French, but hasta vagina, Spanish for goodbye. Subscribe.